Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News. It's election night in Oswego with the Student Association elections, who students can vote for, and why the SA is pushing for students to vote yes on a referendum.
Plus, a campus-led project is getting funding from the National Institute of Health, what the project leader is saying about the project, and the students who are involved.
And spring break is just days away. We have everything you need to know from campus housing to your travel plans.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Mike Neckers.
And I'm Abby Schomburg. Thank you for joining us.
Polls are now open for the Student Association presidential and vice presidential elections.
The Student Association is SUNY Oswego's student government that represents the students and organizations of SUNY Oswego.
This year, there are two candidates up for president. Austin Davis is running for re-election. He is the current president and was first elected last year. His opponent is Aiden Wilson. Aiden is the current finance chair for the Student Association.
There are also two candidates running for vice president. First is Kanaya Mabry, who is a current Student Association senator, and her opponent is Taiga Adjo, who is the current vice president of SA. She is running for re-election. Here are some closing thoughts that the candidates had during the debate earlier this week.
I'm going to say effective advocacy is informed advocacy. So just being there for the student body and just being, present as like going to their meetings and just, interacting with them. And that is something that I have done in my vice presidency and something I'm going to continue doing.
I really just want to establish that people need to be informed in their communities in order to make any change, and that in doing that, that they are able to make a better community for themselves and they are able to actually speak on what they want.
The Student Association, because it's meant for all, it's meant for everyone. It's not just meant for people who are in a club or an organization. It's meant for everyone. So I'd really like to see and have a student association that is just strong and is meant to represent the entirety of the school and not just a little pocket.
And I am truly dedicated to the will of Oswego. That is by always being around students and making sure that they're faced, that they constantly see to know that this is what our school body at large is more or less representing.
Also on the ballot is the referendum for the student activity fee. The Student Association is pushing for students to vote yes for the fee. The money from the student activity fee goes to several on-campus services, including the Centro buses and the campus check cashing services.
That fee money also goes to the Student Volunteer Ambulance Corps, SAVAC, and to several on-campus organizations, including WTOP-10. Polls will be open until 11:55 p.m. tomorrow night. Students can vote on the Oswego Campus Group's website.
The Oswego YMCA is holding a comedy night and auction, which will open up with some live jazz. The event, sponsored by Compass Federal Credit Union, will feature the jazz trio Jazz Mafia, featuring Joe Cortini on the drums, Matt Vacanti on the bass, and Dave Salazzo on the keys. The comedy night begins at 6 p.m. on March 29th, and all funds raised will be used to provide scholarships and new programs within the Oswego YMCA, as well as expand their services within the community.
Tomorrow, Campus Technology Services will perform network maintenance on the Academic Wireless Network. During this time, academic wireless service will be unavailable across the campus on and off throughout the day. With that being said, any online classwork that needs to be completed before break may be better off getting completed tonight, as connection across campus will be somewhat spotty all day tomorrow.
Students and faculty are teaming up for a special National Institute of Health funded project designed to unlock better ways to maintain vaccines. Researchers on the project are looking for ways to keep vaccines viable even when they are not in sub-zero temperatures. The faculty leader of the project, Dr. Mira Jafari, spoke with us earlier about the importance of students being involved in the project.
It's profoundly important for students to get involved in hands-on research. Classes are important, but science, especially chemistry and biology, they would enjoy doing it by experiencing it hands-on. So it's important to have a mentor, to pick a right mentor, that they have a same mindset and get their hands dirty.
Dr. Mir Jafari also talked about how important it is for vaccines to be viable when stored in an average room temperature, especially for countries that do not have proper infrastructure to store the vaccines.
With spring break right around the corner, many students are headed home for the week-long break. If you are planning to stay in Oswego for the spring break, today is the last day to fill out the spring break housing application, which will allow students to stay in the residence halls next week. The spring break housing application can be found in logging into SUNY Oswego's My Housing portal.
And although SUNY Oswego still has one more day of class, the Transportation Security Administration says that the spring break travel period is officially underway. The TSA considers the official end date to be Monday, March 25th, and that this year is on track to surpass last year's record as travel rates are up 6% from last year. They are advising all travelers to pack smartly and be prepared with a valid ID as they prepare for their trips.
With the spring break travel season officially underway, many students will be hitting the road. If you need to fill up your gas tank, here are some local prices so you can get your gallons for less money. At the top of our list, Fast Track, right off of campus, is $3.49 per gallon. Next up is Stewart's, slightly cheaper at $3.45. Another great option on the main road is Burn Dairy with a price of $3.42, and the cheapest is KTM Mini Mart, sitting at $3.38 per gallon.
And you know, Abby, we've had a beautiful day today. The sun's been out, but it has been a little chilly due to that wind.
Yeah, and the weather has just been all over the place. Let's take a look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Evan Beardron. Evan?
Yeah, we had some amazing sunny weather behind me. A beautiful sunset in Oswego. Yesterday we had a lot of rain. Even the day before that we had some AM showers. And we haven't been seeing nice weather since last weekend, even late last week. But even though we did have a nice sunset, we do have some more rain on the way. And along with the rain, I know nobody wants to hear this, we have more snow on the way. Maybe even an inch or two here in Oswego and further places south, maybe even close to half a foot. I'll be taking a look at your full forecast coming up after the break, but first, back to the desk.
Thank you, Evan. Coming up on WTOP-10 Nightly News, President Biden is giving his third State of the Union address. We'll tell you what he plans to talk about.
But first, Oswego is holding its 9th annual event for autism awareness, what it is, and how you can get involved.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Beardron. And like Mike and Abby said, we had sunny skies today, but also some wind, keeping our temperatures from reaching 50 degrees right now. 42 in Oswego, 40 degrees in Syracuse. Further south you go in the upper terrain. Temperatures start going to the upper 30s. These temperatures are going to keep on going down more and more overnight, reaching the lower 30s as we go throughout the night tonight. Clear and chilly tonight. No, north wind at 5 to 8 miles per hour, 31 degrees, so below freezing, but thankfully we had no rain on the ground. So no worries for any icing occurring. And looking at tomorrow's forecast out the door, 33 starting out at 9 and 11 a.m. But as you hit 1 p.m., 3 p.m., temperatures are going to start going up more and more and more. We'll be climbing the staircase of temperatures tomorrow. 52 at 7 p.m., so a mild way to end our night tomorrow. But even though we are mild tomorrow, we do have some snow back on the way for us. Saturday, only a slight chance of some snow as a big low pressure system moves through our area. But Sundays, that's going to be our greatest chance for some snowies. Have lake effect again, setting up throughout much of central New York, even hitting Watertown. And then Monday, Tuesday, sitting pretty dry. A nice way to begin your spring break. And so looking at our forecast snowfall amounts, Oswego sitting at 1 to 2 inches. Areas south can see 3 to 6 inches. And over to our east towards the Tug Hill, 1/2 foot to a foot of snow. And so even with all the snow, we're still going to be having the least snowy winter on record. Right now in 2024, Oswego sitting at 18 inches. The next record, 35 inches. So there's no way we're going to be breaking that record. So pretty safe to say that this winter will be the least snowy on record. And so looking at our 7-day forecast again, Friday, 53 degrees, sunny and mild. Saturday, scatter showers, 49 degrees. As we head towards late weekend into early next week, temperatures are going down to the lower 40s, upper 30s. Monday, cloudy, 33 degrees. As you go through early next week into Thursday, temperatures are increasing back up into the lower 50s, but even with all those warmer temperatures, rain is still going to be sticking around the area. Our best chance for sunshine is on Tuesday. Thursday, steady rain with a high of 53. Back to you guys at the desk.
The 9th annual Outrun Autism 5K is happening this Friday in Oswego. The run will begin at 9 a.m., starting at the press box along East 1st Street. The 5K benefits the Oswego County Autism Task Force and scholarships for Oswego County students on the autism spectrum. Organizers have stated that they have many sponsors funding the race, including the Fulton Savings Bank. There are nearly 300 participants slated to join the race. If you plan to participate, registration ends tomorrow morning.
The judge in Donald Trump's New York criminal trial will limit access to juror information due to safety concerns. Judge Juan Merchan said only Trump, the attorneys, and staff and consultants in the case can know the jurors' names, and nobody can know where the jurors live or work. The prosecutors who requested the restrictions argue Trump has a history of publicly attacking jurors involved in other cases. Merchan cited the possibility of harassment, physical injury, bribery, and jury tampering as reason for his decision.
President Joe Biden is currently delivering his final State of the Union address before the November election. The speech comes at a critical time in the country and in his campaign. Julia Benbrook is at the White House with what to expect.
President Joe Biden set to deliver what could be the most consequential speech of his presidency, touting the successes of his first term while contrasting his plans for the future with Donald Trump's.
The president is focused on one thing, and that's communicating clearly his vision for the country to the American people.
Biden's speech is expected to be heavy on economic populism, announcing a new plan to raise taxes on corporations and the wealthy and cut taxes for low-income families. The better-than-expected state of the economy is a message he's struggled to get across to voters who remain frustrated with inflation.
This has been an incredibly consequential president, somebody who's helped the economy bounce back to record unemployment and incredible GDP growth and strong job growth.
The president is likely to call out the failed border deal that Republicans refused to take up. It was linked to funding for Ukraine and Israel.
And I think the president will really lay out why stopping progress on a real problem for the American people only because of politics is wrong.
Tonight will also be a test of the president's vitality for voters concerned about his age.
The president is going home tonight. He showed that last year where you saw his nimbleness and volleying back and forth with the Republicans.
Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Shortly after the president's remarks tonight, the Republican Party will have a chance to respond in an organized way. Katie Britt, a 42-year-old senator from Alabama, will deliver the GOP response. Party leadership praises Britt as a leading voice in the generation.
Sweden's long-held policy of neutrality has come to an end. On Thursday, the national formally joined the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, better known as NATO. Hungary was the last NATO member to approve Sweden's bid to join. This marks Sweden as the 32nd member of NATO. Sweden announced their intention to join the alliance in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. NATO Secretary General Hans Stoltenberg and U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken both hailed the historic development. As Israel's war on Hamas stretches on, Palestinian civilizations continue to pay a heavy price, with starvation reaching crisis levels. Today, a UN special rapporteur accused Israel of not only denying and restricting the flow of aid, but also destroying the food system in Gaza as part of a, quote, starvation campaign. Israel denies restricting aid, but a senior official with medical aid for Palestinians says food is so scarce some parents are relying on just a mug of coffee a day, rationing what scraps of food they can find among their children.
We have profound difficulties in getting aid there. We are discussing any kind of crossing, any kind of checkpoints from the south parts of Gaza. We are seeing airdrops almost daily, and of course, any kind of maritime corridor would be good. But I think we have to be clear that roads are going to be the only solution for the amount and acuteness of hunger that we now have, especially in North Gaza.
During the State of the Union address, Biden is slated to announce an emergency military mission to construct a port in the Mediterranean Sea on Gaza's coast. The port will be able to receive aids such as food, water, medicine, and temporary shelters, and help to those in crisis.
Still ahead on Nightly News, your nightly sleep aid gummy of melatonin could be more dangerous than expected. We'll tell you who's affected the most.
But first, Oswego Health is celebrating a nonprofit partnership, what the partnership is doing, and who is being helped.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
Here is tonight's health report.
For 11 years now, Oswego Health has been partnered with the Oswego County Opportunities Cancer Services Program of the North Country. The network established allows patients to access over 8 healthcare professionals to find one to best suit their needs with specialties in breast, cervical, and colon cancer. The partnership allows for treatment and screenings to uninsured and underinsured individuals at a decreased or even no price, depending on the individuals between the ages of 40 and 68.
On February 22nd, Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman put an executive order into effect barring transgender athletes from playing in women's and girls' sports. New York Attorney General Letitia James ordered a cease and desist, ordering that the bill be taken out of effect within 5 days or the county will face legal action. In response, Blakeman had announced a lawsuit against James. The bill affects over 100 sites across all sports in New York's wealthiest country, just east of Queens.
Melatonin may help you sleep, but it can send a child to the ER. The CDC has reported that the number of children under the age of 5 between 2009 to 2020 has increased by 420%. Between 2019 and 2022, around 11,000 children were sent to the ER for ingesting melatonin unsupervised. Oftentimes, the melatonin was not in a child-proofed bottle of melatonin gummies, which contains a dangerous level to young children. Melatonin is generally considered safe for kids, but there is no scientific data on exact safe doses. Coming up in sports, Nasir Meikle has all the latest in Oswego sports and abroad.
Nasir, what can we look forward to?
We have a couple sports games coming up. Baseball starting soon. Lacrosse is what we have, especially what we're talking about. But coming up after the break, we do talk about men and women's lacrosse, but what we're really talking about is Jake Paul and Mike Tyson boxing, and especially the Hawks against the Knicks coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Today, the 16th Annual Sportsman Day Symposium was held in Lanigan Hall's room 104. The event theme was Good Sportsmanship Goes Beyond Sports, opening multidisciplinary conversations through the lens of sportsmanship. Event participants gave 12-minute presentations about a time they had to use sportsmanship in their lives, whether it be good or bad. The event was hosted by SUNY Oswego's Sports Studies program and the Sociology Department. Yesterday afternoon, Oswego men's lacrosse team hosted the Clarkson Golden Knights. The Knights took an early lead in the first quarter, but after 2 shots from Corey O'Connor, the Lakers headed into the second quarter trailing in a close game of 3-2. The second quarter saw Golden Knights goalie Seamus Hand fending off the Lakers to make the score 5-3 by halftime. Lakers picked up an early penalty in the second half, ending the third quarter at 7-6. Knights, sadly, the Lakers were unable to catch up in the fourth quarter, ending the game with a score of 8-7, Clarkson taking the win. SUNY Oswego's women's lacrosse team's last home game was held against SUNY Canton. WTOP-10 Lucas Marcus Silva with this story.
The Oswego women's lacrosse team will face Grove City College on the road, and their last game was here at the Laker Turf Stadium against SUNY Canton. After 2 losses in the first 3 games of the season, the Lakers dominated the rules, scoring 17 goals and only conceding 5. The Lakers were perfect in attack and in defense. The star of the day was Isabella Lembo, scoring 6 goals in the entire game. Their next game is against Grove City College, when they prepare to continue a good start of the season. The Wolverines are having a great performance this season with 3 win streaks, while the Lakers have a 2-win, 2-losses record. With coach Brett Howard's strategies, the Lakers can go on the road and win. The game happens on Saturday.
That was WTOP-10's Lucas Marcus Silva reporting. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are set up for a boxing match this July 20th in Arlington, Texas at the AT&T Stadium. With Jake Paul being 27 and new to combat sports and Mike Tyson being 58 and former heavyweight boxing champion, many are wondering how the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation will sanction the bout. The fight is not yet categorized as a pro fight or an exhibition, but Netflix is slated to platform the live fight. We'll be right back more with excuse me. The Atlanta Hawks took to Madison Square Garden last night, with Jalen Johnson taking an assisted three from Bogdanovich, pulling away early for the Hawks, finishing the night with 26 points, 9 rebounds. The Hawks continued their early first quarter lead with a corner three from DeAndre Hunter, making the score 19-10 with 5 points left in the quarter. In the second quarter, after some missed shots and rebounds, DeAndre Hunter extends the lead to 39 with the open three early in the quarter. Hunter finished the night with 22 points and 3 rebounds. As the Knicks fight to catch up, Dante DiVincenzo pulls up to the three-point line with a quick three, bringing the score to 54-38. DiVincenzo ended the night with 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and 21 points. Bogdanovich closed out the Knicks' second quarter with a corner three, still trailing the Knicks, bringing the score closer in the fourth quarter with a score of 95-91 with the assist by Mick Ridge. Still trailing the Knicks. We'll be right back with more WTOP Nightly News after the break. I'm Nasir Meeple.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back. For our final story of the night, we've got Pet of the Week. Athena is a 7-year-old rescue looking for a new home along with her twin sister, Artemis.
Both cats are polydactyl, white, and have beautiful green eyes.
Although almost identical, Artemis can be identified by a small freckle on her nose.
If you are interested in adopting, information about them can be found on the Humane Society's Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I love polydactyl cats. Polydactyl means that they have extra toes on each paw.
Huh, interesting.
I've never heard of that type of cat before.
Yeah,
me neither.
My cat's a polydactyl.
I'll tell you what, I like the names of those two cats, Athena and Artemis, 2 Greek names, pretty cool.
We should probably make a Thor movie based off of them.
That would be so cool.
A movie,
so cool. Athena and
Thor.
Artemis, the cats.
What's it, Mjolnir the hammer.
Yeah.
But how's the weather though?
Evan?
Yeah, so I mean, the weather today was amazing. We had some sun finally returning to our area, but snow is going to be coming back to Oswego and much of central New York, and temperatures are going to start plummeting over the weekend into Monday, sitting in the lower 30s. But as we go through next week, rain returning, but temperatures do start going up.
Well, you know, I think it's a good thing we're getting out of here for spring break. We're going to see some a little bit nicer weather coming up, so excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, up the coast, we are expecting some rain up the coast. So if you're going to the city, you'll be seeing some rain and maybe some snow if the temperatures get down low enough. But definitely, you'll be seeing some rain in your spring break. So even though people like to go towards
well,
the
that's
city
our
for
report
spring
for
break,
tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for the bigger picture.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everybody.